Welcome to Year 11 at CONvergence. Also, this is the 4th of July, which, yes, for those patriots with us, thank you. It is a great holiday. It is also a little less better known as the day our forefathers told the British Empire to suck it.
America!
But you got to give them credit. In the intervening years, they did give us BBC America and Doctor Who, so they redeemed themselves. Great competition, Masquerade coming up. Got some fantastic entries in the back. They're waiting to come out here and entertain you. It's kind of interesting. I've hosted for this is the 3rd year that I've been doing this, and lots of people ask me, why don't you dress in costume to come out and do the thing? And, well, frankly, I'm just here as the MC. Those folks back there, they bust their butts and try to entertain you and do some really cool costuming stuff. I consider myself the presenter, and that's my job. So that's their gig. This is my gig. So, all right. We also have some very talented judges with us tonight, which you will meet in a few minutes. But I think we're about ready to roll. So let's get started. CONvergence Masquerade, entry number 1 in the Young Fan category.
When you need an occasional break to run some errands, or to just spend a relaxing evening at the movies, it's a relief to be able to leave your precious loved ones in the hands of an efficient, responsible guardian. Young Danielle is just such a custodian, a knowledgeable and reliable caregiver, offering reasonable hourly rates and lots of tender, loving care.
What's the matter? Did those brimstone brand plates give you a bit of a dry throat? There, Auntie Danny will make it all better.
So when you need qualified care for your hatchling, newborn worm, or baby drake, be sure to call the pet herpetologist you can trust. Danny's Dragon Sitting Service.
That was Danny's Dragon Sitting Service, presented by Daniel Roth, costume designed by Daniel Roth, and built by Jeanette and Daniel Roth. Moving along to entry number 2, in the Journeyman category, the Rebos Operation. This costume is a recreation of Romana's costume, worn in her first appearance in Doctor Who. The Rebos Operation first aired in 1978. Designed by and built by Patrice Hunstead. Entry number 3, Team Rocket Rebels, Journeyman category. Prepare for trouble. Make it double. To protect the world from devastation, to unite all people within our nation. To denounce, all right, you know the rest. Team Rocket, stealing your Pokemon since 1995. Team Rocket Grunts, presented by Aries and Demi, designed by Demi, and costumes built by Demi. Entry number 4 in the novice category. Team Fortress 2, Blue Team.
Hey, knuckleheads, I'm talking to you! Bonk! Leader Spencer here! Leader Spencer here!
Spencer, going up. Spot, sacrifice century. Gentlemen, got you like a Cornish skinhead. Medics.
Team Fortress 2 Blue Team was presented by Matt, Chrissy, Mark, and Lauren, and built by them as well. Entry number 5, our first master of the evening, 11.
This is the Doctor,
Oh, hello.
also known as a Time Lord. He travels the universe picking up hitchhikers and having adventures. This is Death. Also known as the Grim Reaper. He travels the multiverse reaping souls and keeping track of when people's time is up. It's been a while since the Doctor had a chat with Death. Let's see what happens.
Oh, you are beautiful. No, really, you are. You're gorgeous. Look at that. Space Age hourglass. I've got chills. Listen, seriously, I mean this from the heart. And by the way, count those. It would be a crime. It would be an act of vandalism to disassemble you. But that won't stop me.
Sometimes the Doctor is a little clueless. Death doesn't like the Doctor because just when you think he's gone for good, hello, Doctor.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Since when are you Irish?
Since now, apparently. Oh, Irish! I'm a ginger too.
Yes, you are.
Brilliant! I've always wanted to be ginger, I did. My voice has gone funny.
Sometimes regenerations don't go according to plan.
What?
That was presented by M.K. Mellon and Kate Madsen. Costumes built by M.K. Mellon. Now we're rolling. Entry number 6 in the novice category. Harley Quinn from Hell. Imagine if there were a parallel dimension, a hell dimension, and there was a Harley Quinn in that dimension, similar to the one you know and love, but a little more morbid. She has little skulls on her hat instead of poof balls, and she has holes in her dress instead of a collar. She's cheerful like your Harley, but a little more gleeful about death. That was presented by Kristen Kohler and built by Kristen Kohler. Entry number 7 in the Journeyman category, the Royal Family of Felina, presenting Her Royal Majesty Queen Arshtat of Felina and her husband Farid, commander of the Queen's Knights. There will be a prince joining the family in about 9 months. That was presented by Rosanna Caponi and Stacy Lee. Built by Rosanna Caponi and Stacy Lee. All right, let's take a few minutes and meet our workmanship judges. Robert Shug is one of our workmanship judges. He's so with it that he's been unemployed for about 1.5 years. We thought he was a class 1 slacker, but he's really a grad student who has just attained his MBA. His 16-year character at the Renaissance Festival is a prince, strictly for the costumes and the jewelry he gets to wear, and the fabulous tights the studs around him wear. Just a quick note, Mr. Shug took ill this evening. He was taken to be seen to. He's evidently is okay, and hopefully he'll be back soon. And so we give him all our best thoughts. Next workmanship judge this evening is Wendy Bowlesby. If you don't know Wendy, you haven't been coming to this convention long. Everyone knows it's Wendy. Wendy sews, paper maches, plasters, soft sculptures, duct tapes, crochets, and carves foam. Friends refer to her house as Muppet Labs. Let's see. Lost my space. Wendy is an experienced judge. I've got no light. Here we go. Wendy is an experienced judge, willing to judge anywhere, anytime. And of course, Wendy is one of the directors of CONvergence. With only 1 year to go, she's getting short. Boy, she's getting awful handwriting is what she's getting. No star for you, Wendy. All right. Next workmanship judge is Eve Adam. Eve Adam is the mother of Wendy, because Wendy, pardon? Because Wendy wanted to do Renaissance festivals, Eve learned to sew. Appeasing Wendy's many demands led to more and more sewing projects. These days, Eve has come to accept that her arrival at CONvergence will be shortly followed by sitting down at a sewing machine. Eve is perfectionistic, opinionated, detail-oriented, and judgmental, making her the perfect workmanship judge, but a rather annoying mom, written by Wendy Bowlesby. Also joining us this evening on the workmanship judging panel is Deborah Mullen. Deborah is the only non-relative redhead workmanship judge. though she does wish she was related. When she is not working as a programmer and healthcare researcher, she is a singer, actor, professor, and costumer. Her specialty is historical reproductions and the restoration of antique clothing. She has been a costumer for 20 plus years and has been a judge for workmanship for 3 years. Now, after that awkward moment, let's move on to the people who really have it together. Entry number 8 in the master category, Karmic Retribution. From the mythical universe, the humanized personification of karma, quick to joy, quick to rage, and obsessed with balance, you never know who will pop up in the mythical world.
Okay, but we'll do it live. Okay. No, we'll do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean?
Representing Mass Productions, that was Lori Fisher and Jesse Silver. Costumes built by Lori Fisher with special thanks to her parents. Entry number 9, Master category, Recreation. The repatriation of Alucard.
Control Alt Restriction System, Level 0 released. Vampire Alucard, fulfill your repatriation. Declare it.
The bird of Hermes is my name, eating my wings to make me tame. I am Dracula!
Welcome back, Count.
Count. I return.
That was presented by Betty Dawn Morrow and built by Betty Dawn Morrow. Entry number 11 in the Journeyman category, Juhani from Knights of the Old Republic.
Kappa, a feline race of the planet Kappa, known for their high morals, loyalty, passion, and hot temper. Many have become powerful Jedi, while all are skilled warriors and fierce predators. Knights of the Old Republic, presented by Jenna Linke and built by Jenna Linke. Entry number 12 in the Journeyman category, Paper Sisters Detective Agency.
Hello, Paper Sisters.
Hello, Mr. Charlie.
A very rare book has been stolen. I need you to get it back.
Of course, the Paper Sisters are on the case.
I've got it. The last remaining copy of the most powerful book in the world.
Stop it right there. That book
is dangerous.
It has to be returned to the library.
You can't stop me. I will use this book's power to blow you away, and then I'll use the power to control the world.
Don't do it! That book...
I've got it! Of course! It was so obvious.
Oh no, poor guy.
What did it do to him? The cover only says 42.
I don't know, the book seemed mostly harmless. After all, I read it and nothing happened to me.
That's because you're a ditz.
I am not a ditz. You take that back.
But you are a ditz. No, you've always been a ditz.
Presented by Joe, Alex, Elspeth, and Eric. Also put together by all of the above. Entry number 13. In the novice category, introducing Goddess of Cats, Egyptian deity Bastet. Presented, designed, and built by Rachel Corcoran. Entry number 14 in the Master category in the Recreation Division. A return to classic horror. And now, a return to classic horror. A little song, a little dance, a little terror and romance. Folks, please do not adjust your set. This film is in black and white.
Now it's pronounced eyeball. You know, I don't mean to embarrass you, but I'm a rather brilliant surgeon. Perhaps I could help you with that hump. What hump? What knockers?
Oh. Thank you, Doctor.
I am Frau Blucher. How do you do? I am Dr. Frankenstein. This is my assistant, Inga. May I present Frau Blucher? Follow me, please. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now present a cultured, sophisticated man. If you're feeling you don't know where to
presented by members of the Doom Squad. Let's see, that would be Bill Hedrick, makeup, design, and sound. Sally Duvall as stage ninja. Keith Nelson as prop builder. Patrick Fisher as Igor. Michael Zolar as Inspector Kemp. Colleen Cotter as Inga. Alexander Howes as Elizabeth. Ray Lundquist as Frau Blucher. Thank you. And Jerry Corwin as Dr. Frankenstein, with Bill Hedrick as the monster. Entry number 15. Now presenting Pirates of the French League of Pirates.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking. Or you and your homies might be lying to chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta know. I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G your little homies want.
Pirates of the French League of Pirates, also known as FLOP. Costumes by Brett Hedberg. Entry number 16 in the novice category. Character reveal, Rezo Dazaki. He was born on Cathar, a weakling, made an outcast for his appearance, abandoned by his friends, disowned by his family, betrayed by his master. Now he is hunted by the Sith and Jedi alike. He is Rezo Dazaki. Designed and built by Zach Padani. We love ninjas. All right, entry number 17 in the Journeyman category. A Princess's Right to Shoes.
These were new Manolos. I haven't even done a full lap around the party. And you know, I don't play favorites with my shoes, but these were very special. Who would steal shoes from a party? Someone size 7 with excellent taste.
Why in the hell did you take your shoes off to begin with?
We had to. For their kids. Apparently we drag things in on our heels that make children sick.
God, Kira must have been mortified.
Actually, I kept waiting for the mortification that never came. She just said they might turn up and send me home.
Those shoes are not turning up anywhere but a pawn shop in Brooklyn.
Oh, stop. I'm gonna cry in my flan. So that's it? They're just gone? Boo-hoo?
Well, legally she owes you for them.
I can't ask her to pay for my shoes.
Why not? You have every right to be upset about your shoes.
So how goes the big matrimonial move-in? Good.
Harry's moved most of his stuff in, and it's going well. And I'm just trying to learn to compromise, because sometimes I can be a little rigid. Oh, that's not true at all. There's just one thing, and it's small, but really grosses me out. We have a teabag situation. Oh, I understand. Just breathe through your nose. Harry leaves his old tea bags around the house. Oh, great. Now I've lost my shoes and my appetite.
It's presented by Ali Trombley, Sarah Moondoggy Kasholek, Kara Redding, and Leah Redding. Costumes built by Ali Trombley and Kara Redding. Special thanks to Moondoggy and Matt for stellar audio. Entry number 18 in the novice category. Roland and Susan. The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed, but before this story could begin, Roland would have to lose everything that he loved. The Dark Tower was all that mattered. That was presented by Brian Funk and Chrissy Monfatti. Entry number 19 in a category as yet undetermined. There's just nothing down here, right? The Jedi Brothers. Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, Anakin Skywalker, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. That was presented by Damon and Yancey Thrift, costume designed by Lucasfilms, built by Damon and Yancey Thrift. Entry number 20 in the Master category.
I love you.
Todd Murray and Kate Madsen. by Todd Murray. Entry number 21 in the Journeyman category. The Village Revisited. Reliving the stories, the meaning of a science fiction classic in honor of Patrick McGowan, our prisoner. Suit based on The Prisoner, and a banner by Sarah J. Tesh, all built by Sarah herself. All right, let's meet a few more judges. Our first performance judge tonight is Barbara Wright. With more light for Barbara Wright. Costuming for more than 35 years, past president of the Chicagoland Costumers Guild, treasurer of the Sci-Fi Masquerade director for Costume Con, Milwaukee 2010, Chicago TARDIS Masquerade director for 5+ years, and Chicago WindyCon Masquerade director for 5+ years. Let's give a round of applause for Barbara Wright. Costumes since she was 4, but didn't start sewing until 12. Did you use tape or something? Amada went to school for fashion, merchandising, modeling, and plays dress up every day. Her first time on the CONvergence stage brought her a win for Best Novice, and she has continued to compete here and at other conventions. Check her Facebook for more boasting. I mean details. Amada competes in the Master category now. She's also won 10 awards at various conventions. Amada's dream costume is the Darkness Bride dress from the movie Legend. Which we will expect to see her in the next year. Yeah. You just create your own challenge. You just challenge yourself. Our next performance judge is someone whom you had better be familiar with. His name is Tim Wick. And he is a man of few words. All right, let's move on. Pregnant pause. Thank you. That's how we get little pauses. Note to self. Pregnant pause joke, not funny. Entry number 22. In the Master category, the following is an original visualization of a short story written by Peter Steinke.
Faith is all but lost. The dogma of religion reigns nearly unchallenged in this land. Technology fills the minds of zealots with illusions of godliness. The greatest zealots call themselves archangels. They mimic the iconic angelic images with aid of cybernetic invention. They convert those they can and destroy those who will not be converted. These false archangels now hunt the last of the truly faithful with one purpose: utter destruction. Yet, they have dismissed the power in the faith of the child.
That entry was titled Faith of a Child, performed by James Kerwin, Kat Pep-Miller, Karn, and Kia Spies. Built by James Kerwin and Kat Pep-Miller and their fathers. Concept by James Kerwin and Kat Pep-Miller. Music by Nightwish and Skillet. Cool enough that the loser MC couldn't wreck it. Entry number 23, Futurama. This episode of Futurama is brought to you by Glagnar's Human Rinds. It's a bunch of muncha cruncha human.
Hello? Pizza delivery for, icy wiener? Oh, crud. Wow, now this is fantastic.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Can I ask you a question? As long as it's not about my eye.
Sensing a very sensual disturbance in the force. I am the man with no name, Zach Brannigan, at your service.
Such a man. I'd follow him to hell and back, I would.
Good news! Good news, everyone! We've got a very special delivery today. Who's it going to? Me.
Another job well done.
Futurama presented by A Guff. Costumes designed by Jerry McMurray, Brittany Miller, Chris Stout, and Rory Longren. Costumes by Jerry McMurray, Brittany Miller, Chris Stout, and Jerry Longren. Entry number 23 in the Master category.
When Star Wars premiered in 1977, the cast included Brits, Americans, and a tall lad from Yorkshire. After 30-some years, the Scots have come to take Star Wars back.
You do not ken the power of the dark side. Luke, I'm your dog. Do not make me have to destroy you, Luke.
Sith. Later on, him and Ben McKenobi are going to be dueling to the death with lightsabers. That was presented by James Moline, costume designed and built by James Moline and Dave Potter. Okay, so somebody check me on this. I got screwed up. It's number 25. There we go. 20. Okay. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one who's goofed up. All right. Number 72. Number 24, interchangeable parts. Interchangeable Parts is designed by Kristen Swenson. Her designs today are her own vision of a post-apocalyptic world. Imagine a world ravaged by nuclear apocalypse. The survivors have nothing left but trash, time, and imagination. The collection shown today is made primarily from melted black trash bags. Interchangeable Parts is about reinventing and repurposing the things that most people perceive as garbage. It's about style, thrift, and living green.
All right.
Kristen, Ashley, Cameron, Anna, and Callista, designed and built by Kristen Swenson. Evidently, the post-apocalyptic future is really good for hot chicks. And that concludes our contestants for tonight. Thanks.
I have some thank yous really quick. I'll be fast, I promise. First of all, I'd like the judges to stand up and turn around and wave at everybody and be acknowledged for all their hard work. Deborah, Wendy, Eve, Tim, Amada is somewhere around here, and Barbara. Thank you very much for all your work today. Also like to thank their wrangler, Julie Yoder. You can stand up and take a little wave. It's all right. I'd like to thank my incredible tech crew, Wu Chen, Alana, and Bob. of little gaffes tonight with the lights and the sounds. That was me, not them. So if you have a problem with it, you come talk to me. I'd like to thank Gordon Smooter for doing a fabulous MC job. Of course, my magnificent backstage goddesses, Dana Jean Walter and Kachel Neubauer. And their costume assistants, all of which their names I didn't get because I suck. And our backstage crew, Crystal. And of course, my favorite people to work with for Masquerade in this whole thing is, of course, the main stage crew themselves. I would not do this if they weren't here. Okay, let's give us some presents. Oh, and Perrin. I remembered. It's been like 5 years and I've never remembered to thank Perrin for being a magnificent house manager. You can give me crap no more. All right, on to the good stuff. Well, yeah, about that. All right, first off, winners 2009 CONvergence Masquerade. Best theme of the convention, a return to classic horror. Somebody actually has to come up here and get the medal. All right, next up, best recreation of the festival, A Princess's Right to Shoes. That is not what they wore to tech, and imagine my surprise. All right, best prop, Darth Laddie. Okay, and on to the big awards. The best young fan in 2009, Danny's Dragon Sitting Service. And in the workmanship category, honorable mention goes to Bastet. Also, honorable mention in the workmanship category, Jahani. And the 2009 winner in the workmanship category, Godzilla vs. Barney. And in the performance category, honorable mention, 11. Another honorable mention in the performance category, the French League of Pirates. Take it backstage. All right, and the 2009 winner in the performance category, Faith of a Child. This one's a little extended because this was brought to me. In the novice category, not only do we have our prize, but we also have a free membership to Costume Con 28, which is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And what it is they get a t-shirt and they get a membership to the actual con. All right, wait, not that one. And the best novice of 2009, Harley Quinn from Hell. Journeyman category, the 2009 winner is the Jedi Brothers. Now, hold on a second. You all recognize Damon, of course. Damon won Journeyman last year, too, didn't he? He was Thor, showed up during tech rehearsal and asked if he could compete. This year I had to threaten him with death to get him to compete. This is Yancey's first convention. And they're already signed up for next year. So, not a bad way to start it out. So, what are we on to? Oh, Best Master 2009, interchangeable parts. These are freaking awesome close-up. You guys have to see this stuff. All right, and finally, last but not least, the 2009 Best in Show. That's in parts. Be careful picking it up. Yeah, the whole thing. Okay. Now that Keisha's shown them how not to hold on to it, I'm very pleased to present the Best in Show to the royal family of Felina. Masquerade, and everyone please get out because I have drinking to do. Good night.
This lightsaber is something I built myself. There's a place online that you can get the various little pieces. And then I painted it and finished it. Helped my brother did the soldering of the electronics. Built the blade with the transmittal test to get it sound.
Did you make the bodysuit?
I did. It's a stretch.
The leather work?
The leather is a combination of doeskin, cowhide, and pig suede.
Okay.
This is my first attempt at leather working, so I definitely learned a lot. Doe, pig suede, and cowhide. Learned how to dye this stuff. The doeskin and the pig suede are already done.
So you dyed?
The really hard stuff I had to stain myself.
And what was the hardest thing? The whole thing?
This whole thing was a really, really challenging thing. The whole bulk cap process was something that we figured out today for the first time, and that was a huge challenge. Figuring out actually how to get this to stay on my head was the biggest puzzle of the whole thing, because I have a lot of hair. And there's actually a a support system over here. I clipped it. So that was...
Where did you see those are these things on the end?
Those are antique plates I found at a bead store in high school.
Oh, nice. Yeah, all right. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? Okay.
I made everything from scratch. I made the suit coat, which was actually the most frustrating part. I had wanted to have it completely lined and just couldn't make it work, so I ended up not being able to do that. I made the shirt, I made the tie, hand painted the tie. Bought the shoes on Tuesday. They were too white, so I used day-old Starbucks to dye them the right shade. It worked really well, too. I'd never done a man's suit coat before, so it was a lot of firsts. And getting it to fit, I did start with a powder suit coat, but of course, I had to do it. I and a friend of mine just sat down and basically said, okay, how are we going to make this fit my frame, but still keep enough of the androgyny to not tip my hat on the joke?
21. Okay, what class are you?
We're Jedi.
What's the name of your entity?
Jedi Brothers.
Oh, it's like the Civil War, man. Okay.
And then the boots and the belt, everything was made.
The boots and the leather belt.
Okay. This I made. I'm moving these. Every time. But then, and I tried to match as close as I could to that. It was made for something 5'8". So
A little taller? Great fabric choice. Where did you find it?
Family and gnomes could live in the hoods.
Yeah, I know. I love things.
Pocket belt buttons.
Oh, nice. Awesome. So what was the highest part of it?
This is the part people always miss, this pocket there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
to keep them up here, we just did a big button.
Okay.
Big felt
hold on our
Nice. Wow. Off you go. Go be tall somewhere.
We are Disney princesses. We have Belle, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, and Cinderella. And we are doing a tea party type skit, but to a soundtrack that's very different from Disney. We have a pre-recorded dialogue that's from the show Sex and the City, and each of our characters is portraying one of them.
Okay, so who are you? You're obviously Belle, and then who's your Sex and the City counterpart?
Miranda.
And
my Sex and the City counterpart is Charlotte.
And who's the mastermind behind that?
The idea was from Cinderella, who is not here at the moment, and she is our Carrie, and our Sleeping Beauty is Samantha. And I did most of the costumes. Cinderella helped a lot on the costumes. She did most of her own, and Cinderella's it was her idea mostly.
So what's the hardest thing about making these things?
Finding the time to do it all, and we had to alter a lot of patterns to make them match the same Disney princess. Our main goal was to make it look like we just jumped out of the TV screen.
I'm actually here with my brother, and we're both here as Jedi. He's being Anakin Skywalker, and I'm being Obi-Wan. And yeah, this is actually my first time at CONvergence. And I've helped my brother. He's been here 4 times. I've helped him with some other costumes, but this is my...
He's the one who dragged him here.
Yes. But he didn't have to, it wasn't a long drag, a hard drag. I wanted to come, so.
So is he the one that makes most of these, or do you make them?
We both put about the same amount of time in. He does a lot of the research and finds the sites if we need to buy things, and he does a lot of the props and the extra bits. I do quite a bit of the sewing, but he also helps in on that. Next CONvergence, I'm hoping to be here as Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern from 1940. And then my brother and I might also be coming as, he might be coming as the Riddler, and I might be coming as Captain Cold, since it's a bad guy villain theme to the con next year. So.
And then the shoes. You see, for the 10th incarnation, we decided shoes are good, especially because there's a lot of running involved. So we dyed the shoes actually to make them less white, because you have to get that Lipton look. So Chucks, gotta love them.
And so did you do all your own makeup?
Yep. I actually used the, what's it called, webcam on my laptop, so I could sit down and do it instead of crouching at the mirrors.
Oh, so you looked at yourself on your computer while you were, wow. And how long does it take to put all that makeup on your face?
About a half hour.
And how long does it take to get it off again?
2 to 3 hours. The white is actually a cream makeup that comes off easy. The eyeliner's the hard one to get off.
And have you done Masquerade before?
I haven't. This is in fact my first con.
Wow. And so you just decided to enter the Masquerade on a lark, or?
Yep, I've been doing costumes similar to this for Halloween. I decided I would come and try it at the con and try my luck.
Yeah, with the blue team from Team Fortress 2, we've got Scout, Engineer, Medic, Spy.
Okay.
Oh, that's great. So how many masquerades have you done?
This is my third now.
And what's your favorite thing about doing masquerades?
The crowd reaction. It's great when the crowd really gets in what you're doing. And
Alas, poor Vader. I knew him already. Scottish interpretation of Darth Vader. The bit's called Darth Laddie. Made a plaid lightsaber. And started out finding black on black plaid. And it went downhill from there, basically. My wife finds the, my wife here.
This is husband versus wife, both competing in the master category.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Leela. I can make my eye move.
Oh, can you do that again?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I am Juhani from Knights of the Old Republic. It's a Star Wars game, lightsaber. And it was my first adventure in leatherworking, and so that I really wanted a good challenge. And the bodysuit turned out to be a challenge as well, as did this headpiece, which is 2 bald caps over another, and a wig cap. And keeping this up was also an interesting challenge. I had a lot of fun doing this, but it was definitely really hard.
So have you done other masquerades in the past?
Not here. This is my second masquerade. I did a couple of masquerades at anime conventions in the past.
And what was your favorite thing about making this?
Favorite thing? I think just with all costumes, I love seeing it come together. And I love how the colors all work together in the end. There were definitely frustrating moments, but when it finally came together. But also, I think my favorite piece is I love these beads.
Okay, somebody else is there. You have to come over there.
There's some antique beads I found at a bead store near me, and I feel like it just really makes the costume.
I'm currently dressed as Arshtat Pelenis from Suikoden 5, a very obscure Japanese RPG. But one other person knows it. Got her dressed up like Arshtat's husband, Farid.
And how long did it take you to make all of this?
I started in March, then took a very long break for Costume Con, and then restarted and realized I have 3 weeks left. So it took 3 weeks, and it should have taken much, much, much longer. You want, I can stand up so you can actually see.
Yeah, why don't you stand up so we can see them?
Okay, that means I'm gonna have to get you back down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on to sit down in it.
So what was the hardest thing about making all of this?
Oh, the hardest thing?
Having to put the corset on every single time.
I'm wearing a corset under this to give me a different body shape to match it. Every single time, I've draped this onto myself, and every single time it involved taking the corset on. Can't sew in the corset, take the corset off, put it back on, try it on again, every single day for 3 weeks. It's kind of annoying.
So what's your why did you choose this particular?
This particular character, it's one of my favorite video games, and I just saw her come on, and it's just such a gorgeous outfit. I'm like, oh, I need to make that, jokingly, and then it turned into, I'm gonna make that. I should enter it in the competition.
And how did you get roped into this?
Roommate, friend, and fellow fan. It's just there's actually a whole cadre of knights in the game, and I wanted to do one of them. It didn't matter to me which one. There were 3 of them I could have chose from, so I was like, well, as long as you're gonna do Arshtat, I'll do Farid. We could be a couple.
And what is your performance going to be like?
Our performance, it's mostly a walk-on, but we're doing some stuff in the middle of it to keep it interesting, and a punchline. So the performance is going to be just, here's our costumes, aren't they pretty? But then it's going to end with the punchline for all the people who just want to go and drink.
So what's the most rewarding thing about doing a masquerade?
When the costume is done. Like when we were just sitting down here, this is really the first time we've had all of our pieces working and on us, because we finished on Wednesday. And we haven't had time to wear them. And we just realized it's like, I look like the character. This was hell to put together, but I look like the character.
I look like the character. I look like I wanted to look like.
Exactly.